Good evening and welcome back to our second game of this best of three series between Red Hero, otherwise known as Team 2015, versus First Departure. My name is Hades, a caster all the way from Singapore, not Japan. And joining me is Blaze. What's up, dude? What do you think about the game one?
10 seconds remaining.
Well, it was very active. At the very least, it was a lot of fun to see all these
5
guys just
seconds remaining.
going at it as quickly as possible. But I think that maybe a slower tempo
Reserve
would do
time.
Red Hero a little bit of favors. It seemed like they had too much interest and just tried to force things early. And I feel like if you can just kind of get something that's stable mid to late game, that you can kind of play around the comeback mechanic and try to get some better experience. Because I think the best thing that a fledgling team can get when they're inexperienced, when they don't have that veteran status, is more opportunities to play against really good teams and go later and later in the game. Anybody can play a landing phase. Everybody knows how to play a landing phase because you get that every game. But a lot of times you don't get the opportunity to play against really talented players in the later stage. And if the team wants to develop, the best thing they can do is to try to get more and more information and experience in that department. But of course, they have to get there first, and that
Ready
means
to ban.
trying to mitigate First Departure's amazing early mid game. And for now, banning stage. Taking a long time, a lot of thinking from Red Hero, but we end up settling on the Lone Druid, the Beastmaster, and the Bat Rider, all very interesting in their own right.
10
But
seconds remaining.
other than some push aspects, I really don't know what we're
5 seconds
trying to avoid
remaining.
here. I mean, we're still letting the Earth Spirit in the pool. Obviously, the entirety of Wedding Crash and Miracles hero pool in. Earth Spirit will
Entire
eventually
team
be
pick.
banned by First Departure, but still.
I mean, okay, back into the game one, just talking a bit more about it. I mean, to me, I felt that I don't know. For me, I felt that okay, they actually did okay considering how disastrous the laning went. I mean, we both talked about it a bit, and now I actually think for me, I personally, I hope that they can take game two because I see a lot of potential in this team. They're playing very aggressive. They've got some really unorthodox strategies. Maybe maybe a
10
different pick
seconds
besides
remaining.
the Clinks, and I don't know, maybe Poloson also. You gotta give him credit.
5
He really
seconds
did very
remaining.
well. But in this case, it looks like he's not playing anymore in this game too. It's gonna be Kai who's
Oh,
playing.
I
Reserve
actually did not
time.
catch that. So Kai is going to be bringing something very different to the
Radiant
table,
team pick.
in mentality, in terms of communication. I really like what Pulson brought to the team. Previously, like when he first transitioned to support, I was watching some of his games where I'm like, okay, please just get back to the mid lane. This is not working. But he's developed it. He's at least got the Earth Spirit under his belt. He's definitely got that well practiced. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of him as he develops as a support player. And in the meantime, it's not going to be in this game. Kai filling in for
10
him, and
seconds
Red
remaining.
Hero going to be going with their same roster, this time with a Vengeful Spirit as their
5
first pick.
seconds remaining.
Yes, and I mean, maybe this is also like giving Kai just a couple more
Reserve
games left
time.
in before, he is enlisting in the army for national service by the end of this month. So, getting him just letting him have a few more games before he leaves, I mean, permanently, or rather for at least for a very long time. That's always good because he's in a combat vocation, so he's not going to be out much at all. He's not going to have a life. And now we see Red Hero. They're going to pick up this nice, strong and solid support pick. It's going to be the Vengeful Spirit. First departure will respond straight away with the lion. This is going to be either your
Radiant
Lubby or
team
Kai
pick.
lion.
Yeah, should be pretty interesting to see the early support prioritization. I mean, the Venge, you'll see it when you're worried about a Faceless Void mostly. When you think that maybe Hana would love to pick up the Faceless Void, the Venge is really good with the defensive swap to bail somebody out. Other than that, she can be a good pushing hero. Early game, a lot of physical damage coming out, but unless you're pairing it up with like a Chen or an Enchantress, I'm not
10
really
seconds
feeling it.
remaining.
So to see First Departure respond with a Lion brings me
5 seconds
it raises a lot
remaining.
of questions. I mean, Lion is a great all-around support. He's got good damage, he's got good control, but
Reserve
it's not
time.
telling us anything. We really don't know enough about either side's draft, and that's why looking into the second pick and maybe the entirety of Phase One, we might still be having those questions raised. It feels like both drafters want to kind of keep their cards close to their chest and not reveal really too much information on the onset.
That's true. And Cadis didn't exactly have a good game just now. He was constantly getting picked off. I mean, we saw that dual lane for Poloson, the Earth Spirit coming out. It really, really was it was so detrimental to them.
I
It
speak
affected them
for the
so hard. And we're going to
trees.
see it's going to be a Hana Nature's Prophet.
Dire
They're
team
going back for
pick.
some old school play. First departure, pulling one out from the history books. And let's see whether they can. Because Hana is very comfortable on this hero. If anything, I would say it's one of his best signature heroes. And Red
Dire
Hero
team
will go back
ban.
for the Hustler Bounty Hunter. Or maybe Cadis be deciding to take this up himself.
Hmm.
So this is really tough. We still don't see anything solid coming out yet. No one's revealing their cards. The gyro is gonna be banned out,
Radiant team
so
ban.
maybe we might have an inkling of what Red Hero wants to go for.
Yeah, I think a Zeus would actually be a really good pickup for first departure here. Wedding Crash, Zeus on the mid lane would have a lot of potential. Dealing with early bounty hunter roaming, like a lot of times you'll get under tower, you walk away from the tower and use that invis to
Dire
disjoin
team
a couple
ban.
of tower attacks with a lightning bolt on top of you. It's not going to be nearly as easy. It's going to be a lot riskier for the bounty hunter to roam on you. And of course, you've got that global combo with the Wrath of Nature as well as the Thunder God's Wrath. So
Hmm.
I think that the Zeus could be very high potential, but they are also banning out the
10
Broodmother,
seconds
which the Zeus
remaining.
would have been able to manage pretty well. So I maybe they have a different
5
idea
seconds
for
remaining.
him. Maybe Invoker again.
Maybe. I mean, either ways, any of these heroes, they're both Wedding Crash
Reserve
heroes.
time.
He's not a stranger to them, that's for sure. Red Hero once again banning out the
Radiant
PL,
team
so
ban.
this could be potentially an Invoker pick because I realized that they usually ban PL when they want to take an Invoker, but First Departure will
Radiant
happily take
team
that out. They're
pick.
not going to give the option, they're not going to leave it out. So this is where I am curious what Wedding Crash is going to play, unless Miracle decides to take the mid role this time.
Yeah, if I so that option's still there. Let's go the classic, the Wind Ranger mid for Miracle. That's absolutely my favorite thing to watch. I mean, if I could watch that half every game of
Dire
Dota 2, if I had
team
to watch
pick.
one hero, it would be Wind Ranger mid, and Miracle would definitely be the ideal candidate for that one. But no, it's going to be Enigma here for now. It's going to be a push summon strat so far. Could go with a Lycan for the safe lane. That would be really good, high tempo. The Necro 3 rats finds out the bounty hunter, and you just kind of go from there. I like in general what I'm seeing from first departure here. They're going to be mobile with the Nature's Prophet. They're going to
10
be
seconds
active
remaining.
with the early pushing from the summons, and it seems like it's just going to be an easy to
5
execute
seconds
lineup
remaining.
where two heroes that haven't been don't have any counter push have already been
Reserve
selected by Red
time.
Hero, and they're going to have to completely redefine their draft to deal with first departures.
What is interesting for me is that I feel this is quite brave, picking a jungling hero into a bounty hunter. So it means that, they're gonna have something up their sleeves, or at least they're gonna be always expecting the bounty hunter, because there's always the threat of the nature's prophet. That's one thing you have to take into account, even if you are playing as the bounty hunter. Because when you're going in, if you have detection on the line, the Enigma, Nature's Prophet, you just go and sprout dust, he's dead right there. And that means, you're just pretty much feeding away the bounties to the opponent team, and that's not ideal. So it's actually, I feel it's going to be a tough game for a bounty hunter, and I wonder whether Red Hero can like adjust their plan, because I'm pretty sure Cadus didn't think that far.
Do first departure pick Drow Ranger at all?
Very rarely, very, very rarely.
Okay.
10 seconds
So I
remaining.
was just thinking that might be an actual possibility for that early
Radiant
push. All
team
these range
pick.
heroes coming into play. They've got some good control between the Enigma and the Lions. So I actually think the Drow could be quite effective. But at the same time, they could just go for, like I said, the Lycan's pretty solid. Just early push, early tempo. There is absolutely no reason to emphasize anything beyond the like 25-30 minute mark.
Okay, so you pick up the Spectre, maybe the gear for the mid game, because Spectre and Trackle
10
is
seconds
definitely very,
remaining.
very, it's very good on paper, but that's if you can get the kills. I mean, Red Hero
5
may actually
seconds
consider picking up
remaining.
the Zeus themselves, because first departure, by leaving it out there, they might give it to Wedding Crash, so I'm pretty sure one of these teams
Reserve
might pick it
time.
up. And, I mean, we might see a Miracle Juggernaut, other heroes, Terrorblade, I mean, we talked about game 1, it's still out there. Other Gelf heroes, well, he actually has tried, he's played the support, but no, he will go
Hmm.
for the Ember Spirit instead. It's
Dire
just Ember
team
mid a
pick.
safe lane.
I feel much more comfortable with Ember safe lane because of the bounty hunter factor. Roaming in bounty hunter, even at level 2, could create so many kill opportunities on an Ember Spirit if there's no sentry in the lane, or if that sentry gets eaten up, suddenly the Ember Spirit is forced back away. So I actually feel like Ember Spirit is far less vulnerable in the safe lane, and I would prefer to see him there. And then, of
10
course, he's
seconds
still a
remaining.
good. If he goes for the drum build instead of the BOT build, he should still be
5
a good
seconds
early
remaining.
fighter. If he goes for the BOT build, then he'll just be able to be mobile, similar to the Furion. So whether he
Reserve time.
prioritizes potency or mobility, it really comes
5
down
seconds
to
remaining.
his first item choice, and from there
Radiant
they
team
can kind of
ban.
try to snowball some momentum.
The Dark Prophet's gonna come out from 2015, so a bit of mid-game aggression there from them. Just having that hero, great push as well, and the Vengeance aura, that's always useful. Team fight wise, it's still kind of
10
scary because you're
seconds
going into the
remaining.
Black Hole and the Midnight Pulse. That's not easy to push into. So
Yeah.
wondering, okay, they take out the Tide Hunter,
Dire team ban.
so they're expecting
Do,
an offlane hero.
Death Prophet also doesn't get much value out of Spirit Siphon here. No high HP targets to drain and get a lot of life back from. In fact, some of these are some of the squishier heroes available. Beyond that, it's just the fact is,
10 seconds
it
remaining.
seems like they don't have great disable. The Death Prophet is great in extended
5
engagements,
seconds
and you
remaining.
use stuns to kind of
Radiant team pick.
control the enemy, make sure they can't do damage, and therefore prolong those fights. Right now, they have magic missile and a mini stun. They don't really have any real control. So I'm not very confident in this Death Prophet pick. I feel like it's going to be very easy for her to get focused down one finger and kapow, your entire team fight falls apart.
That's true, but I mean that's always fun because just having, like I said, just having that
10
exorcism around.
seconds remaining.
Well, I agree. I mean, Death Prophet. I mean, it used to be a very strong hero, the Spirit Siphon,
5
but people just
seconds
kind of learn how to
remaining.
play against it. It's just not as effective as it was before. So now, first departure, waiting for that maybe a
Reserve
miracle
time.
hero because I don't think he plays much Ember. This could be a Wedding Crash Ember Spirit instead. Waiting for the final pick. Thinking. I'm trying to think of one of the heroes he can play. I mean, the first thing is obviously pops to mind is Naga, but that's not going to we're not going to see a miracle Naga, not for a long time at least in this meta. So, mm, man, this is tough.
Still no OD, surprisingly. We haven't seen Outward Devour the
Oh, that's
entire
true.
day, and that's something that just like lives in the pub scene in North America. So it's like you can't actually get
10
it out
seconds remaining.
of the pool in an A environment. But here in SCA, they're going to go with a different route. They're going to go Queen of
Dire team
Pain.
pick.
It's very early to tell. It's too early to tell who's gonna go which lane because you're only gonna find out after. Sometimes what they'll do is they put the Queen of Pain in the safe lane, Ember Spirit mid instead. These matchups which they're confident in. So this is
Nah,
truly interesting.
I feel like it's pretty clear that the Ember Spirit needs to safe lane and the Queen of Pain needs to mid. I'm not sure who. You said Miracle doesn't play as much Ember. I know he
10
definitely has played
seconds
plenty of Queen of
remaining.
Pain, so we'll see whether Miracle or Wedded Crash picks up one or the other. But I'm very confident Ember Spirit needs to safe lane. Queen of Pain is picked for the fact that she can blink back, the fact that she can break Spirit Siphon, the fact that she can dodge Bounty Hunter ganks. Queen of Pain is absolutely the mid here. Beyond that, Darkstar is going to be the last pick for Jedi. Has a little bit more control in the fights, at least positioning control. Um, the illusions aren't really that strong this game, though. None of these heroes really have a lot of base damage to boast. The wall will still do good damage, and the mechanism is sorely needed against the heroes like Queen of Pain. But yeah, all in all, it's a good pick. It's not going to be like destroying the Ember Spirit's early farm or anything.
Alright, so looks like this is going to be your Ember Spirit mid. It's pretty good. Maybe he did foresee that, you potentially might see a Darkseer, so that's probably what they had in mind. And here we are, game 2, in between First Departure versus 2015. But looks like a Lion now. Kai probably on a toilet break or something. Bit of a
All
pause.
right. So Hustla again on the bounty hunter. The real question is how involved can he get early? Obviously, rotating against the Enigma is the thing that you generally want to look to do. But I feel like you said, they pick the Enigma into the bounty hunter knowing the risks and probably already having the solution in mind. Kai, Hana, they're going to be ready to respond to this bounty hunter and quick rotations, a little bit of detection, and we could see the kills going the other way. So high expectations for Lubby to be able to maneuver against him appropriately. At the worst case, he probably moves into his secret shop hard camp and farms around that area. It's not nearly as efficient as forming 3 camps at once, but it's better than the bounty hunter leeching your XP, stealing your camps, and even threatening you in some cases.
I am looking forward to see this Enigma come into action because if you're talking about mech carries between like the Darkseer and Enigma, Enigma is obviously going to come online much quicker. So I mean the push. I don't know. It's really tough to tell who has the slight edge. I feel that maybe First Departure does because it's tough to be a bounty hunter this game. But I mean, do you favor any of these drafts? I mean, which of these drafts do you actually favor in this matchup so far?
I don't really think the Spectre really fits into 2015's lineup as well as the Spectre in the previous game. I feel like First Approach are built around their Spectre really nicely. This one, it kind of just seems to be hemmed in a little bit. They have, like you said, track all the speeder towards items. They have the ability to take fights with or without the haunt. So and those are good things. But in general, I don't see the Spectre carrying this game as easily. So while I think that First Departure's draft isn't as convincing either, I still would favor First Departure over 2015.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Queen of Pain. She has sort of fallen out of favor in some other regions as well, ever since she got nerfed quite a bit. Yikes. This effigy. Now I'm just looking at Lubby's effigy, the one where he's like the Rubik, will you marry me? Oh dear.
Very interesting.
But Blaze, I mean, okay, talking about like Death Prophet, why do you think like this hero in general doesn't do that well? I mean, like, do you think
Death
it
Prophet
really? Sorry,
at
go
the
on.
beginning of 6.86, Death Prophet was extremely prominent because players didn't know how to deal with her. She won every one of her mid matchups. She was able to do so well in the mid game, and when she had Yule's Octarine, she was basically unstoppable. Early in the patch, around the Shanghai Major Qualifier, we saw this hero get more and more pressured, especially in China. This hero, every single laning phase, had somebody just ganking her lane, pressing hard. Usually something like a Tusker and Earth Spirit. And so Death Prophet became less and less valuable because they realized how squishy she was still in the early laning phase. So people learned kind of her pressure points, learned her weaknesses, and were able to kind of just make sure that she was off balance from the beginning. She still has her strengths, but it's in the right lineup. For example, earlier today we saw it with a Medusa, where the Stone Gaze plus Exorcism is really cool. But here, we just have the Wave of Terror. It might still do work, but for the most part, it's just going to be doing damage to towers.
Indeed. So, alright, here we go. Game 2, First Departure versus 2015. And okay, they already very quickly, 2015, they have put a nice little warrior down there. They've actually changed the name this time, not using Red Hero. Oh else. So, it's been a nice change. Bat on that, Prid Mother. I don't know why, for some reason I'm disappointed. I was kind of hoping to see something else fun mid. Maybe like a Necrophos, you might see something funky like a Sand King mid, you never know.
30 seconds to
Yeah.
battle.
It's not going to be really easy for the DP either, because Spirit Siphon, again, is not really that effective against Queen of Pain, and it's just going to be they're going to be relying heavily on Hustler's rotations. And again, even with Sentry Ward control, the Queen of Pain still has that blink back. As long as Miracle is very conservative about how he uses his blink early, it should be his lane to at least draw even in.
The battle begins.
Alright, so there we go.
Worthy tribute.
And okay, actually it is gonna be Wedding Crash into safe lane. So as Miracle is gonna be the one playing the mid, and he's very, very aggressive in this Queen of Pain. So I feel that the Death Prophet, right now it's about who's gonna outplay each other. These two players, they have to be very, very careful about overstepping, because I know these two players. So far, what I observed from Bat, he knows how to play aggressive, but I haven't seen him being like against Miracle yet. Against Wedding Crash, it's very different. All right, so there we go. Hustler already gonna block. Oh, he could have blocked the hard camp, and they spotted him out.
So they're going to be putting pressure on Lubby here. He's going to be kind of in two camps, the two central camps, and then towards the secret shop. He's going to have to kind of make a decision. For now, he's just going to probably go towards the secret shop. And then oftentimes I've seen Enigmas actually rotate into the enemy jungle, the dire jungle in this case, pretty early on. So we'll actually look to stack camps? No, just go in the long way around. Lubby seems to be without a home as he makes his way all the way to the dire jungle. Doesn't even stop over by the satyrs.
Oh, Miracle and Bat. This could actually be first blood. Miracle right-clicking Bat down. He's going to take down, but he has the Tangos at the ready. One more right-click, first blood going the way of Miracle.
First
And that's why I said that Miracle and the Queen of Pain, the last time I watched him play this, he got 2 solo kills in the lane. I can't remember against who, but this is why it's not fun. And Mongolia actually playing the offlane Spectre against Wedding Crash. I mean, I'm skeptical about this because Jedi, yeah, he's going to get a very quick mech against Cal, but
Courier snipe mid. Oh,
maybe. I think they know. Yeah, they know he's there. Oh, he even played back for it.
away. Very nice. So with that, the main reason that they're actually going for the aggro duel is because they know the Enigma's not going to be involved at all. This is a straight 2 versus 2, and in some cases 3v2 with the Bounty Hunter. So they know that the Enigma's not getting involved. They know they can put out pressure. The concern I have is whether or not Hana gets involved, because they can go in and say, oh, we have a 3v2 advantage, start getting too aggressive, and suddenly Nature's Prophet is there to turn it back around. So I feel like it's actually going to be not as easy for the Spectre as they were maybe hoping for. In the end, though, they do have the Darkseer versus the Nature's Prophet, which can be pretty good for Jedi.
No.
Right, so Mino Hustler is taking out a sentry ward. So all these sentries for first departure are being taken away. The Bounty Hunter Illusions are actually going to find that Lubby is farming this camp, and it's going to try and play around, take a couple of last hits here and there. He actually does get one of the creeps. Actually, he gets 2. He stole the hard creep.
All right. Well,
Disaster.
that I guess will work out. I mean, not something you see very often. The little low damage they get, but it'll be just enough for him. This matchup in mid is actually going to be harder and harder for DP as time goes by, because this Sentry Ward is not going to be dewarded in mid. This means Miracle is very confident. The reason he got that first kill was because he had that Sentry down. He knew that the Bounty Hunter could not rotate. He had just been poking at the Enigma. So that knowledge allows Miracle to really levy his advantage over Bat. And as soon as he breaks one more Spirit Siphon, he's going to be starting to go harder and harder onto the DP and probably find a kill around level 6.
You know, Hustler gonna play around with lobby, maybe cancel his clarity. Think about it, but he's happy to just leech EXP for now. Or maybe even take the creep. Oh, okay, he doesn't get it. Oh, that was close. But now lobby's gonna know where he is, and Miracle's gonna know as well. He actually may be thinking about going on the bat. And Jedi just sort of playing around in this early camp. And the last hits were actually Mongolia's on top. It's Wedding Crash who is behind him in terms of last hits. As you see 2015, everyone is high on the last hit chart right now.
Yeah. But we might actually see a kill opportunity here onto Lubby as the Iron Shell will start taking them down. They'll get the slow, and they will get the double Iron Shell. Even the body blocks through all this. So one more hit will go, and Darkseer will take him down. So very nice find on the Enigma, but presumably the Enigma would just go right back to his own jungle and keep Bounty Hunter jumping from different sides of the map.
That's true, and that Sentry Ward is going to expire in like 30 seconds. So, alright, it's okay-ish timing. And Miracle with... Oh, okay, he gets Arcane Ring. That's not fun to play against. And how is Jedi to the mech? He's still making his way to soaring where he's about to collect it now. Oof. I mean, this is stupid even now. It's 1-1, and I don't know. It's very different compared to game 1. This game is more. It feels more tactical. It feels more more passive.
Well, it's going to get a lot more active when Miracle hits 6 here. He can do just so much quick little damage against that. He'll break one Spirit Siphon, and now he can actually just blink hardcore. I think the Arcane Rune gives him enough mana where he could go for Blink, Scream, and Sonic Wave all at once.
Nature's Prophet actually they killed the Vengeful at the bottom lane, and Wedding Crash.
Oh, there?
Yeah, go.
Yes!
And Pain will clean him off just in the nick of time. I barely caught that as he used the Sonic Wave. You talked about it, Blaze, and you were right. And now the bottom lane, this will be a T1 push as they will secure more early advantage for themselves and a bit of map control.
Yep, and just it's pretty standard Nature's Prophet rotation around this level 5, level 6 mark, and Lubby's there too, so it can bring in the Eidolons and just mass this creep wave. Like, one thing I talked about with the first two picks, the Bounty Hunter and Venge, is that they lacked wave clear. Well, the only wave clear they've adopted since then is Ion Shell and Crypt Swarm, and Ion Shell can frequently backfire and not be as effective as you want it to be. So, really, it's going to force the Death Prophet to start defending towers, and this leaves just the entire map open otherwise.
Indeed, and just being a Death Prophet, you can see he's really not having any fun in this lane. He's lost very, very hard to Miracle, and you can see Miracle now is actually on top of the net worth. He's a comfortable 1,000 gold ahead, and it doesn't look like it's gonna be any more gold flowing into his pockets. So now it's Mongolia. Actually, a very dangerous place to be in. They need the steering chains. Can he get it off? Actually, maybe not. Okay, Wedding Crash moved back, trying for it, hoping that it'll reach onto him, but no. Actually, here comes Hana, going for the Sprout. He's gonna go into Cadis. Wedding Crash doesn't have the mana anymore. He's gonna get stunned up, and Kai needs a stun. Actually, will have it, but they're just gonna run him down, and Nature's Prophet's gonna get the last click. So
in the jungle, though,
1,500 gold. And there we talk about the jungle. Lubby gonna get hunted down, gonna get locked down. Hustler and the Soul Siphon to slow him down. Lubby's not running anywhere, and he doesn't have any more HP. So now Lubby's gonna die to the Death Prophet as Kai looking for a bit more. He doesn't have any detection for Hustler, and he's gonna get run down. Alright, the Janana's gonna slow him down. Kai gonna stun, and he will die to the Death Prophet eventually. So there we go, and here comes the wraparound. Here comes Miracle looking for a bit more, and that caught between 3 enemy heroes will die. So Queen of Pain at the same time on a killing spree. Miracle very, very rich.
Yeah, just matching the Death Prophet tit for tat and able to make the rotations he needs to that end up prevailing for first departure. Lubby's not having the best start, to be honest. The Enigma is kind of slow rolling here. 2 of the 3 deaths on his team, but overall across the board they're doing a lot.
He stuns him up, but here comes Hana TPing in, and he's just taking a couple of tower hits. He's okay with that, and Queen of Pain will get himself another kill. So it feels like first departure, they're just punishing 2015, who don't seem to have an answer for this global presence coming up from FD.
Darkseer will, however, find the Ember Spirit here. Just a little bit too far behind enemy lines. No remnants out. He just hit level 6.
Hostile's going for Kai. The Ion Shell. Oh, it just expired.
Yeah, he should be okay.
They actually popped the Exorcism, but they're not going to get the kill on Hana, it seems, as Bat is looking for. He doesn't have any more Soul Siphons, and Miracle's just going to wait it out as Hana is being chased by some of the spirits. Bat is going to try for Miracle, but he has a blink and it will be okay.
Yep, so wasted exorcism and a slow start for this Death Prophet. 2, 3, and 0. What the
What?
That's, I don't know, lag, I guess. I'm actually quite disappointed in that, to be honest with you. I can't even hide my emotions. Like, that's not supposed to happen.
Wait, I totally missed that. I didn't know what
He right-clicked him and the spirits killed him. He had blink. It wasn't silenced. He just died. He just walked up the Death Prophet and died. I think he was trying to, like, walk uphill, but no matter what happened, like, that was just...
Oh, they want to go for Jedi, and yes, they will. The Remnant, and they have the chains waiting for him if he wants to search. Wait, actually, he already used it, so just kidding, and he will die. Hustler here now in between three heroes is kind of stalking Wedding Crash, who is going for the bounty rune. Okay, this game is just a bit weird. Like, you can see kills not happening where they're not supposed to be happening. And Miracle now 1,200 gold.
I don't know. I feel like that was just a lag thing or a mouse breaking thing. I don't know, something random all at once.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, I don't feel like Hustler's going to find any opportunities by himself. He's definitely going to need a +1, even more than a Haunt. Like, Haunt is available, hasn't been used, but it's not even going to be enough damage by itself. It's actually a no Desolate Spectre, now that I look at it. Spectre is going for a 3-0-2 build. Definitely getting the extra tankiness of the dispersion, but his Haunts are going to do nothing for a long time.
Game just got hard, and Wedding Crash actually turning around on bat, but oh no, he'll just back off. Not wanting to risk it, and Hana's gonna go to the top lane to try and split push a bit, force them back, as Hustler is currently in neighborhood. He does spot Miracle out, if he did kite this creep wave around, and with the rest of First Departure grouping up to the top lane, and actually, Cadis, he's heading to the top lane as well.
Oh, Hustler!
Already. Oh, he messed up into the sentry, and he will die there. And actually, here comes Mongolia, going straight into Kai. He does have the Desolate, otherwise Kai would probably be dead. But Miracle, he still has the Sonic Wave to follow and the Scream. Mongolia is going to just Calling Blade his way out of that. And Jedi, he's currently hanging around. They still can actually reinitiate. First Departure, grouping up. They have the Black Hole as well. They want to take the fight. They want to force the T1. And Miracle coming in, Sonic Wave onto Mongolia. The Vacuum Bag is going to pull him back. The Lobby, winning Midnight Pulse, needs a Black Hole. Doesn't have the mana for it. They already used it. 3 heroes are in, but no, that's it. And now the top T1 is actually almost within deny range.
Alright, Michael for the Black Hole here has the Soul Ring available, but they're kind of keeping their distance. They are going to be able to kind of kite their way out. Lovey, low HP, can't really afford to go for the Soul Ring. And Miracle's just going to dive. But now he's very deep. Like, this is actually going to be a good, nice opportunity to try to punish him for it. He's got Magic Stick TP. They actually path the wrong way, but the Shuriken will just narrowly clip him over the tree line, and that will be the finisher there. Meanwhile, down bottom, heavy pressure from Call with this the Treants that he is summoning, as well as Wedding Crash pressuring the lane, but neither one of them hitting too hard just yet.
And Cadis TPing into his death it seems, but actually Mongolia is there to help him out, but Wedding Crash will just Remnant out. And the drums is already completed on Hana, so Nature's Prophet is going to be helping out in the team fight a lot more than you would expect. Lobby as well, getting closer to the mech, 600 more gold, just breaking away the trees, farming the Ancients with the Midnight Pulse. And middle lane, Hustler, well, he finally has level 6, waiting for more of those track kills, and that's when you can see his team. They definitely want to get these track kills, get more gold flowing, more money going into the economy.
Important sacks coming out for Bat here. He's going to be able to farm up a triple stack, and that's going to get him very close to the Yule Scepter, which obviously is going to be extremely important for him surviving and continuing to fight with the Exorcism.
Alright, so meanwhile Jedi, he's still quite far away from the mech as well. You don't see many parts. He has to recipe, but that's it. And Bat, we haven't seen a good Exorcism just yet, except the wasted one. So I don't know, I think both these teams are just happy to sit back, farm, get more core items, maybe get a couple of levels as well before they finally pile up on the aggression again.
They could benefit from the level 11 on the Death Prophet. 2015 could also use the track or the Venge Swap, level 6, but that's all they really have time to wait for. Otherwise, they have to start making use of this track. They have to start finding kill opportunities sooner rather than later, or this game is going to have become harder and harder. Obviously, they have the late game in the Spectre, but they also need items on the Spectre to really reinforce that. And right now, she's sitting on drums. So I think track kills are a necessity for 2015, and it's just whether or not they want to wait one level on the DP and Venge to do that.
And now First Departure, they're smoked up, they're going to cover Hana, Kai, walking up the cliff. They may actually just bump into Hustler, who will have to back off, the sentry is down, and they're just going to put another ward down, so providing them vision. It's not going to find anybody, but at the same time, from the high ground up the stairs, maybe they can try to go on 2015, but 2015 playing very, very afraid. They know that the support's off the map, and Wedding Crash also not showing himself. It's just Hana and Miracle, and this seems like a little bit too good to be true. Yeah, the vision.
Yeah, Kai's going to find, but he does, and he still will find.
Oh, silence!
Oh, silence!
Oh, I think they want to fight this. They actually can. Exorcism will be popped, and the finger's gonna finish up the bounty hunter there, and now the Yosef is up in the air. Black hole, it's only gonna be on one, but it seems well worth it, and Sonic Wave is gonna clean him out, so Exorcism, just kidding, not gonna be much use, as Wedding Crash is gonna keep walking forward, going straight to Cadence, with the mech is gonna be popped from Jedi, and nice vacuum back, but it's only gonna be two, and the Queen of Pain, eventual Spirit, gonna die then, but Jedi, there we go, Wedding Crash, gonna kill Jedi, actually maybe not. Oh, Sharing Chains off the mark, okay, has to one charges, but Mongolia just puts out the dagger, and that's the end of that story.
Yeah, it's actually kind of surprising that 2015 kept trying to fight that after they had lost so much already. Essentially, the opener allowed the Lion to get the jump, get the stun, but they, after the 3-man silence coming up from the DP, they could have just tried to walk away with that. Instead, she goes in, pops level with Exorcism, self-fuels, and thinks that that'll do enough. But Wedding Crasher just gets backed into a wall, trying to be cheeky with his last remnant, and it just won't turn out the way he intended.
Indeed. So, alright. I think he definitely overextended that. You know, tenuous spells being thrown out there, and not many people really died, not as much as you would hope for. But otherwise, I mean, first departure they're doing quite okay, still leading in terms of the net worth. Just a bit over 5,000. The net, I mean, of course, the map control is very good because the T1s are still standing for first departure, and I'm a bit worried for 2015. I really want them to win game 2, but at the rate they're going, they need to pull off something a bit more. Maybe try for a smoke. We haven't seen a smoke gang coming up with them just yet.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that they want to wait for the Ven swap. Like the biggest issue with the Black Hole is they couldn't swap the Death Prophet out, or if positioning was different, they couldn't swap the Enigma to break it. So they do want to get that Venge up, and obviously they do have to wait for their Haunt and their Exorcism, their big cooldowns. But once all those problems are resolved, then Smoke probably would be the play to make if they have their lanes pushed out. So Jedi throws plenty of ions up top. Bottom's pushed out pretty well. I think, yeah, they just address the mid lane, get their last trickles of experience to solve those issues, and suddenly they are ready to go for the smoke, go for the fight.
Alright, so things are just kind of slowing down for now, but I mean, you can see from 2015's warding, they're playing very defensive. They just want to secure at least a bit more farm on Spectre, who only has drums, still trying to make his way towards a Manta style. It feels like this game is very hard because you look at the way first departure just splitting up the map. Miracle went for Necro Books. He wants to end this game fast.
Ember Spirit going to be taking the Yules, but still should be able to get out.
Oh, they do get it off, but the Soul Siphon is not going to be enough, and the mech from Lobby is going to save him, so he's not dying here. Not today. And Shuriken Toss is just going to bounce around the two of them, and actually I think they want to reinitiate it. Thinking about it, or looks like they're thinking about it. That's the top lane is pushed out.
Yeah, so the Venge just got the smoke off the courier. They'll make their move as quickly as possible, but Miracle's got a haste rune. I think Hana has a risk of dying here. Kai does too, as he's the first one to be found out, and he does get missiled.
I think if he dies here, it's fine. It's just a support down. It's okay. It doesn't matter. As Hana runs for the hills, and Miracle's with the haste rune, he's going to TP out as well. But Lobby actually dies as well. He thought about going in and Wedding Crash in the middle of nowhere. This is the worst place to be, and he's just going to remnant out to safety. So anyways, once again, Hana back to the split push as Bat actually TP down with him, trying to chase him down. Oh, the Haunt as well. Bad place to be. Do we have Inspector? Yes, he will. Very aggressive play, popping the drums as Hana, you can see he's being chased around, but here comes Miracle TPing in. The Soul Siphon not really gonna take out that much, and there we go, catching him in the tree.
He's gonna get healed up though.
Yeah, he's not dying, he's way too healthy.
Yeah, but he's got the Yules, he's got the self-heal, but all that's going away very shortly, and they're gonna just pin him down until the heal concludes.
The rest of 2015 is on the way, and you can see he's sprouted out. Actually, back, no swap just yet. Actually, yes, he will get swapped out. He lives, and the mech is gonna pop. The Sonic Wave is gonna let it to 3, and a nice vacuum. Oh, actually, no vacuum. Where was it? And the wall only. But Lobby looking for the black hole. Actually, no, he's thinking about it, but he doesn't have the mana once again. He already used the mech, and now he's gonna put a Mongolia. But you don't trap a Spectre like that. It really doesn't work that way. And Wedding Crash puts out a remnant. He's gonna TP back, and that's it. Kai putting a smoke. Alright, he's just going to be using that for putting a ward out. So anyways, Lobby still has the black hole. We haven't seen that huge black hole just yet.
Yeah, only the one on the Death Prophet in mid, and now they are just going to force the bottom lane. Unfortunately, couldn't get the Death Prophet there. The Sonic Wave could have come out a lot earlier, but Miracle thought it was a clean kill, and you want to reserve your abilities to be as efficient as possible. So he's going to go for the 3-man Sonic Wave after DP died. Instead, DP walks away. They only kill that Venge, and the fight gets a lot more messy from there with a beautiful back wall from the Darkseer. But they take bottom tier 2 in the end of, and they're going to be looking at mid as well.
So right now, time sort
Oh,
of
that's
running
an easy
anything-
finger.
Oh, this is the worst place to be, as Bat and gonna get fingered down by Kai. And now Vacuum at the back is gonna catch into Kai and Lubby, but that's it. And Nature's Prophet gonna kill out the bench. So you can see Wedding Crash now kind of just zoning them back for that. Ember Spirit just standing in the front lines. He's just not afraid. And right now everyone's not too healthy. They're okay. But Wedding Crash on actually very close to Battle Fury. Hellstar is kind of vicinity.
Okay.
And the Sentry there. This is the wrong place to be. This is not the play. So he dies to Enigma.
And with that, they're going to be taking a huge net worth swing in their favor. All of these kills racking up along with the 2 towers they've just claimed. Everybody jumps up an item. And we're going to be seeing the item of choice for Nature's Prophet to be the Orchid. He's been conveying this for a while. He's had quarterstaff in his inventory for a long time, so they know that an Orchid is coming. And now they even see it with the track. The question is how they play around it, because you get that silence out on certain key heroes, and it's just going to be very difficult to maneuver.
Alright, so for now we're going to see an attempt at Roshan, the drums and the treants out. Oh, actually the Necro units going to scout them out.
Wedding Crash has a haster, and he's very confident moving.
Yeah, he got the
and just
chain
going.
into Cadis, and Miracle is going to kill off Cadis as well, finds Bat. And then that's where the Hunt comes in, the vacuum into 3 heroes, but no wall, and the mech is going to be popped.
Oh,
and
what?
them out, but Bat is just not tanky enough to stand here. He's in the middle of 5 heroes. He's going to die in the middle. Yep, he's just going to die. So 2 heroes down, no Haunt, no Exorcism. This is actually the cue for First Departure to go high ground.
Yeah, I mean, there are no big cooldowns to worry about now. No Haunt, no Exorcism. The ghosts are dead, but at the same time, they're just going to be looking at Roche because that is going to be the clearest path they have to victory. Taking Aegis before taking high ground is the methodical play to do, but it also might not be taking full advantage of this timing window. I mean, you still have to be worried about the blink vac wall and that siege factor, but there's a lot of teams that would have just gone for the tier 3 in mid.
Right, so there we go, that's 1 down. But like, I mean, okay, yeah, I can agree with you that when you go straight for the T3 mid instead of the Roshan, but I guess they just want to take the safe option, not wanting to risk in case there are buybacks, because I think there was like last week in some other tournament where First Departure they had such a huge lead, but they just threw it out. So I guess they're just learning from their mistakes, that's for sure.
To an extent, but you also have to remember that even if Death Prophet or Spectre buys back, they still don't have their ultimate. So the only thing you're worried about is the Darkseer wall. If you had a dive composition that had to go behind the tier 3s to fight, then that's an issue. But because you're only worried about a level 1 swap at most, putting your position, oh, nice silence, actually might be a kill.
Yikes. Wedding Crash it seems like he's playing so aggressive that he keeps dying in like these tiny silly places where he's not supposed to be dying.
At least 2 of his 3 deaths are completely unnecessary. The third one, I'd have to look back at the replay on. He definitely wasn't level 6 when he died. He was just getting level 6 at the moment, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the first death, but the last 2 have been completely misplaced.
Oh,
whoa.
Oh, I think he had an idea. Oh, the swap out. He's not dead. And and the mech as well to save him. Miracle is actually going to die. The Aegis is going to be popped in Hana. Looks like this could actually be a disaster. Is this the throw which I've been dreaming about? And Bad going to get silenced up, and the Haunt is going to come on as well. Miracle. Okay, here comes Mongolia. He's going straight for Nature's Prophet's going to get a mega Q streak, and maybe for Bad as well. Actually, no. Miracle can't kill him off. Lobby.
Oh!
He's going to find Mongolia, who's going to be stuck inside there. And Ember Spirit TPing in all the way. He's going straight for more. He wants more blood, but Jedi dukes it all, and 2 for 1. Actually, 2 for 2, and Cadis will die as well.
On the tail end of it, it looked like that was actually going to be really favorable for 2015, the DP having gotten the TP off and all the above, but the really nice combination of the Lion and the Enigma. The Lion stunning the Venge while the Enigma black holds, so there was no way to interrupt it, guaranteed both kills, and they're able to get the swing forward. But still, when it's all settles, it's actually favorable golden experience for 2015, as they were the ones that have been behind dramatically this game. So with the Black Hole on cooldown, with the Exorcism not on cooldown, Bad and 2015 as a whole swing forward and will be able to take the next fight a little bit more clear-cut.
But it still feels like they're they're so far behind. I really am very skeptical on whether they can come back from this, Blaze. Like, what do you think 2015 need to do to just somehow outplay First Departure and claim back some of that net worth advantage to their side?
I think one big problem they have right now is vision. If you look at the map, there is exactly one observer ward out for 2015. Getting into position to take fights is half the battle right now, and I don't feel like they have the wherewithal to do that with their current information. I mean, normally you just scout things out with the bounty hunter and move around, but I mean, he just randomly walked into a Necronomicon, he's walked into sentry wards. This guy is walking on eggshells. He's not going to be confident enough to really provide the same insight and intel as he previously did. So they're just gonna have to kind of blind smoke it and hope they get lucky.
Indeed. I mean, if you look at the first departures, like vision as well, it's not exactly that. Well, I mean, you've got this nice observer one on the bottom lane, but that's pretty much about it. And now they will finally try for a smoke again. As Bat, he has the Exorcism in the ready and the Haunt. Roshan is not available, so where do they go? They seem very indecisive right now, that's all I can say.
I mean, they completely abandoned all their lanes that they're farming other than the Spectre, which obviously the Spectre can haunt in. So it very clearly, first approach, know they're smoked, and the only path to them for 2015 is up the 2 high ground hills. And that's not the way you want to blow a smoke. So unfortunately, that's completely wasted. They just didn't have a clear path to the gank. And again, sometimes you just look to get lucky, but that was fishing.
Well, I mean, do you think they should have gone for the fight? I mean, when Nature's Prophet TP to the bottom, maybe that could have been a window for them to actually go in. Because Nature's Prophet wasn't, his TP 15 seconds. Maybe that was a tiny window for them to try with the manpower advantage they had. But I don't know.
Which fight?
I mean, just now, when
they had absolutely no way to get to first departure without first departure seeing them, and they didn't have any vision of first departure. So it's not a decision to make, even whether or not the Nature's Prophet TP'd out. They literally couldn't possibly have found that fight, even if they thought it was a good idea.
All right. No, I just thought that, okay, maybe it seemed like a bit desperate, but otherwise they maybe could have tried for that. But anyways, they will just deward and try to secure this tiny portion of the map, whatever they can to themselves. As Wedding Crash is now pushing in the top lane, and Mongolia on this drums and Yasha, he's just so far behind on the network chart. Miracle is so far up.
But a lot of it is sitting in a Mystic Staff. He's looking for the Shivas that should be coming out in the courier now. Now he's going to really feel the full force of that gold and that net worth value it's bringing to bear against 2015. In the meantime, like Bat, he's so close to an Octarine, but 1900 gold is going to be a heavy ask.
Nope, they tried for the vacuum again. They really want to kill Wedding Crash, trying to punish him for being so far forward, but it's okay. First departure now resorting to split push. Maybe just trying to force them to break up apart. Because anyways, Ember Spirit and Enigma, you can TP to the Necrobooks. You've got that global presence from the Nature's Prophet. It's okay if they split it up. It's not often you see this kind of lineups really put into play like this. Alright, so 2015, what do you do here?
They did get the Yules on the Ember. They'll try for the Silence, but a quick Hex negates it, and now Bat's completely out of position.
Yeah, he's there. And the Finger to follow as well. He's not... Oh, he's definitely dead. Oh, the Greaves trying to keep him alive, but just barely. The nice vacuum, but doesn't really connect into the wall. They just walk out, and... no buyback on your Death Prophet at all. This feels like GG.
Dire structures are fortified.
I mean, it's definitely difficult. The wall being used up top.
Yeah, they just go straight for Hustler and the Dream boot. So the mechanism, this will be the push, and it feels like GG. I mean, the 2015 they tried their best, but it's just so hard. This early push from first departure.
Nah, he really wanted the Ember so badly that he just went recklessly out and forgot how mobile the entirety of First Departure are. So many blinks, so many ways to get in position. You have 3 blinks, including the Queen of Pains. You have a global teleport, and you have remnants. Like, you have so many ways of getting to that position, and all they needed was one line to punish it. And from there, they didn't even use Shiva Sonic Wave. Here it comes.
1-2, Venge and the Spectre both dead. They do have the buyback, but they're just probably waiting for the Death Prophet. Death Prophet goes in the Exo, and that's when the Haunt will probably have to come online. Venge does not have buyback, and Miracle is running very low on mana. Oh, they're going straight for Jedi, looking for the vacuum, but he's not going to find the initiation which he wants. Death Prophet, nice vacuum, but where's the wall? And Exorcism is finally going to come out, and they're going to keep on going. As right now you can see First Departure on the run. Okay, he's going to remnant away, but still, this is the play Mongolia. Yes, they do get the gem off. Nature's Prophet is going to be riding away, and actually Death Prophet will kill the Nature's Prophet as well, just to punish him for that. And Miracle, looking to die here. Yes, he will die, and the Godlike Speed going the way of the Spectre, and that's a lot of gold. He is now 2,300 gold. But it's too late. The damage has already been done. It's immediately laying a frags down.
Yep. So that was mostly on the fact that Miracle was practically diving the fountain. Like, he was right up there, just trying to style on the Darkslayer a little bit. But in the end, they don't get the full confirmed victory. The range racks bottom. That's completely 2 full lanes of racks in their advantage. They still are pretty much in the winning position, but they're going to have to go through 1 or 2 more fights to get there.
So Mongolia now going to complete that Manta style, and I actually thought maybe he would have tried for Diffusal Blade, but it's okay, never mind. It looks like they find Wedding Crash. Oh, he actually jukes the stun, and they still have to stop the need beat, but Jedi, they're going to try right-click Wedding Crash, and actually he will die here in the trees. 640 gold going the way of the bench, and it looks like first departure. What are they doing? They just look a bit lost.
Yeah, they're getting a little sloppy here. They're going to find the Death Prophet, though. That's pretty big. Self-heals is all he has left, actually.
I'm not sure why he bought back.
Well, because they're just going to look to run down the mid.
He doesn't have a black hole. Hana. And Lobby just going to isolate him out, but Cadis is falling very low to Hana. And actually he will die, so Nature's probably will kill the bench, and that's pretty much about it. We still have buybacks on your bounty and the bench. He's going to use it now, but that's really, really early.
Now, this might be 2015's last moments here in the BTS series number 4 for SEA. We're going to be seeing them just charge down mid. They're full, ready to go, and committing hard on Mongolia.
Oh, the stun as well. Bench is forced to buy back. Mongolia actually will die. If he dies, he doesn't have buyback. Yep, this is it. This seems like GG.
We've got Shiva's Sonic Wave. That's going to be the signing somebody's fate very, very quickly. So they're just going to push and try to get 2015 to clump up. One quick finisher for Miracle will seal the deal.
But no, they're not going to call it out. Bounty Hunter will kill off the Lion. Now here, Lobby. I'm not sure why he actually walked all the way in just to buy his BKB. Okay, what? This is just disrespectful. And anyway, Cadis gonna get brought down by the Necro units, and this actually looks to be Mega Creeps as they're gonna take out the ranged racks. The bottom lane is pushing itself, but yeah, okay, and he's gonna pop the Exorcism right now, trying to go for Lobby. Lobby just walking around.
The racks!
Oh, Miracle! They find him.
He's still tracked.
Oh, Miracle's gonna die there.
And that's gonna leave 250 HP on the last barracks of 2015. I think GG deserves to be called at this point, but they're gonna keep their life in this tournament alive as long as possible. They refuse to pull the plug.
Gotta give him credit for fighting spirit. Just refusing to give up, and I just hope that it pays off for them, whatever it is. Whatever plan they have in mind. I know it's gonna get rat anyways by Wedding Crash. As Hustler gonna be chasing him down, looking for a bit of revenge, but he's not gonna get the throws off a Shuriken Toss, and actually jukes the Sleight of Fist. But that's the end of that engage. Mega Creeps, and it's not like they have great creep push, like you said. No. Maybe the Dark Seer, maybe like the Crypt Swarm, but even a Crypt Swarm is not gonna be able to take care of Mega Creeps on the top lane.
No, sir. And so they're just gonna finish it off here. Looks like it's gonna be still like they're still clouding around. I'm not sure why, but the end result is still there. The Mega Creeps have spawned. It doesn't matter how, but you can wipe out the entirety of First Departure. They are not beating Mega Creeps. So it just I guess we can reflect a little bit on how we got here. I mean, obviously the early action we got to see from Miracle definitely started the snowball rolling. I mean, he was able to take down this Death Prophet, no problem at all. I think another aspect of it is the Bounty Hunter really couldn't do anything in mid, and no Sentry control.
Once again going in, and looks like Kai follows him into his death instead, because Wedding Crash just left him alone to die. But actually maybe not, it could be bait. He's gonna go straight for Hustler, look at that damage. Actually not really. Alright, so Kai dies, he's forced to buy back. Okay, what is happening? It seems like everyone's just pounding around, and Black Hole's gonna land to Mongolia and Jedi. He's gonna get swapped out, cancels the Black Hole, indicates not the Mecha's gonna keep him alive for now. Miracle popping the Shaper's guy, going on Mongolia, but Exorcism's gonna be popped to the side, and Nigma's gonna kill the Vengeful Spirit, and actually wait. Oh, Wedding Crash is very low. If he dies, he doesn't have buyback. What? And Kai, wait for the hex, he's gonna die here as well. Nature's Prophet's forced to buy back. Is this the throw?
As long as you're killing 2015's heroes, they're not defending their base. Their tier 4s are dropping, and they're very, like, even 5 heroes would struggle against the Mega Creeps, but now with down to 2, it doesn't matter how many heroes of First Departure die. It's going to be Death Prophet's last moments here, and that is going to be...
they're going on Bat. Bat is trying to fight, but no, the Octarine Core not going to save him, and Jedi will just back off. So this is finally the GG called, but still, okay, they really put up a good fight. I think they just figured, okay, let's just play. And oh, what? That looks like a bit of BM. Snooze, bro, snooze.
Well, that is going to be it here. First Departure 2-0 here against 2015. Looking back, of course, at what happened earlier today, RRQ taking down signature.trust. I mean, this is going to be 2 very clear rounds that will be moving forward. I mean, round one often can have these matchups that can be a little bit clear cuts, 2-0s more frequent than 2-1s, but the fact that one of them involved an upset definitely bodes well for how interesting things are going to be when they break down in round number two. So it's going to be a very interesting tournament long term. I'm glad First Departure are going to be showing what they can do as time goes by, and also showing some flexibility here. I mean,
Mhm.
the fact that Miracle can play both mid and safe lane, and Wedding Crash for the most part did pretty well in the Ember. Obviously, a few missteps that I'm sure he'll shore up in the future, but generally speaking, to the victor go the spoils, and First Departure moving on.
That's true, and of course, thank you, Blaze, for casting with me. Thank you, all you guys, every one of you, for tuning in. We are done for the BTSC series games of the day. We'll have a couple more games in the next few days to come. I'll be back on the 8th. Anyways, do follow us on Facebook, Twitter. You can follow me at HadesTV, and of course, at Blaze Casting. Thank you, and see you guys for future broadcasts. Take care. See you. Bye.